I wanted this to be, well, hey, everyone, Kyle once again. And I'll be continuing with Anime Month, though, but I wanted to get a couple movie reviews in, though. A couple of films I like. Well, not this one, though, but a couple of other movie reviews that I did, so. Besides anime, because I always did a couple of movies within my birthday month of June / anime month, so. This one I wanted to get in because it was a film I was looking forward to. I liked the trailer. I did like the trailer to it, and of course, it's a rant. It's Army of the Dead, new film that Zack Snyder directed. Once again with Zack Snyder. Here we go again. I was very disappointed in this movie because I liked the trailer. Although, funny thing is, in the trailer, a lot of it was deceiving, you can say. And anyone who's not seen the movie, spoilers, though, okay? If anyone's not seen the movie, just don't stop it right now, but just go watch the movie yourself, okay? Because this is a spoiler starting right now. Like I said, a lot of it was deceiving from when you saw the trailer. Well, first of all, yeah, I'll get to the details about it though. But when the trailer, like where the a lot of it was like the action. A lot of it action, but for a lot of it, it was in the beginning, and some of it, a lot of it was in just like a vision, you can say. A lot of it was also a vision too. Part of it was a vision, and a lot of the action you saw was a lot of it was in the opening. So a lot of it that was kind of deceiving though. But Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder directed it, starring Bautista. Now, is it one of the worst movies I've seen this year? Well, I would put on it, but it's not the worst though. But it is disappointing, definitely. So I was actually looking forward to this because it's been a while since we've seen a big budgeted zombie horror film. Basically, last time I saw was World War Z. That was a huge budget zombie film, and I enjoyed World War Z, surprisingly. And honestly, I'd rather watch that than this. Compared to big budgeted zombie films, I'd rather watch that than this. Because I like Brad Pitt, and I like some of the ideas that it went with. Yeah, I know, some of a lot, well, it was the zombie horror and CG though, but still, there's still individuals that were zombies, still practical, but still. But I like Brad Pitt, I like some of the ideas it went with. And a lot of people did not like World War Z, but I enjoyed World War Z. I'm saying, compared to big budgeted zombie films, because that World War Z cost like about 100 and, for what I remember, it was like close to 200 million. This cost around like about 90 some million, around there. But it's still a big budgeted movie for a zombie film. But World War Z was twice the amount though. But I'm saying, just compared by big budget films for zombie films, I'd rather watch World War Z than this, because I enjoyed World War Z. A lot of people did not like World War Z, but I enjoyed it. This was disappointing. But before I get into this, positives. Is there positives I enjoyed? Yes. Okay, first of all, Bautista I liked. I've enjoyed him, some of the films, other films he starred in. Well, especially when he played Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Bautista. He was good in this. Other supporting characters. I like, what was the guy? The one guy whose name was Omari Hardwick. I liked him. Some of the characters, well, the acting for the most part was decent, but I like the guy Omari Hardwick. The guy, he is the one who carries that big buzzsaw. I like that guy. The girl who was she had like a bandana on. It just kind of reminded me of Vasquez from Aliens. I liked her. She had a badass moment where she's taking all these zombies out, and I liked her. Oh, there was a recognizable guy. Another guy that I recognize. Garret Dillahunt. Dillahunt. Garret Dillahunt. I was like, oh, I recognize him. Of course, speaking of zombies, he was also the spin-off show of Fear the Walking Dead. He was the cowboy. For I remember, he was still alive. For I remember, I don't know if at this point he's dead or not though. Oh, I recognize him. He was in Fear the Walking Dead. But before that, years before that, he was in the remake of Last House on the Left. He was the lead. He was the lead bad guy, the asshole / dad, right? He was the bad guy in that in Last House on the Left, 2009's Last House on the Left remake. I know he had a little role in No Country for Old Men. I know that one. But Last House on the Left, 2009 remake, I remember mostly. And then of course later starting Fear the Walking Dead. But I recognize him. And Hiroyuki Sanada, who I just ranted on recently on the newest Mortal Kombat film. He played Scorpion, but I also remember him. He played Kenji from Rush Hour 3. He was in Ronin. He was in 47 Ronin. Life, that sci-fi horror film with Jake Gyllenhaal. I recognize some other stuff too, but he's this guy who hires Dave Bautista and his team to get to the money from his vault. But the acting for the most part, especially I like Dave Bautista, for the most part was fine, most of the one character. But and there was a couple of nice visual effects. I give credit to some of that because Zack Snyder, there's some parts of the visuals that he does do good with. I'll give him kudos to that. There's a zombie white tiger I liked, and some of the action I did like, especially more in the third act, and also the opening. The opening credits I liked. I thought was pretty good. And then for the third act, like the last 20 minutes or so. Of course, the scene where Dave Bautista, he's on top of the slot machines, he's shooting a lot of zombies. I like that. So yeah, there's some positive stuff I liked. But for the most part, this is still a rant because some good things, and there's some good gory moments. That's another thing. There's some good gory moments. I will say that. But for the most part, that does not save the movie though. Number one, this film is 2.5 hours long. This film did not need to be 2.5 hours for a zombie movie, which also is a heist movie. Trying to get into this vault to get the money. This film did not need to be 2.5 hours. That's the first thing I want to point out. Because for the middle part was boring. It just drags on, and is to the point it became very boring. So, that's the first thing. 2.5 hours didn't need to be that long. And the middle section, it drags on, it became boring. But the opening, during the opening credits where Dave Bautista and his team rescuing people, craziness of stuff like that, I liked. And then one character in particular I really hated, and also because another thing, a lot of these characters do some stupid decisions as well. That's one thing. Another thing, characters making dumb decisions. But the character I really hated was the character. Who was the character? What actress? Ella Purnell, who plays Kate. She plays Dave Bautista's daughter. She plays Dave Bautista's daughter. I really hated this character. Not the actress. It's not the actress's fault. It's the script. It's the writing of the script that made this character. I hated this character, especially at the end. That was very aggravating for me to watch. Very aggravating. Now, people who like this movie, that's fine. I'm sure that my brother, he would like this film. I'm not sure how he would call on the ending though, because knowing him, he would probably like it no matter what, despite the ending. That's just him. So I'm not sure on him what he thinks of it though, but the ending, yeah, that I hated the ending, especially was because of that character. But in this film, it got some praise. It has a 69% Rotten Tomatoes. But what the logistics of it is, Dave Bautista was part of this team. They rescued, like the opening. Like I said, the opening was good. I liked during the credits. It was team were rescuing people because there's a zombie outbreak. Well, first of all, how it opens, also how this whole thing got started, how it comes to containment of Las Vegas, how it opens up with a guy and a woman. I remember it was giving a blowjob and driving and then crash into this military compound, releases this zombie, and that's what causes the outbreak, and that's why Las Vegas has been contained. So all that result because of a freaking blowjob. Jesus criminy. So that's what's starting out though. But I liked when Dave Bautista and his team during the opening credits, doing crazy this of killing zombies and rescuing some people. That was good. I liked. Although part of me was disappointed because I wish they put the Kenny Rogers, the gambler, that was the theme in the trailer for the movie. That's not in the movie. I wish that would have been part. I wish that would have been part of the movie because I liked. Because the thing is, I liked Kenny Rogers. May he rest in peace. That he passed away last year. It sucked. A good country singer. I liked the gambler. It was good. It was good playing in the trailer. It's too bad it wasn't playing in the movie though. Then afterwards, sometime later, Hiroyuki Sanada comes in, asked, for get his team, Dave Bautista's team. They want to break into his building in Las Vegas. Must get to the vault. There's 200 million in there, but the thing is though, they have a set time window because within 90 minutes. They're gonna send a nuke down to level out to completely demolish level Las Vegas. So they have with 90 minutes because it's supposed to be several days though, but it was cut down to within 90 minutes. They're gonna send a nuke down to destroy Las Vegas and destroy whoever's left. So they have to get in and get out within that set time. It sounds simple enough though, right? So why would this film have to be 2.5 hours for try to do a simple heist in the midst of a zombie apocalypse in Las Vegas? Well, thing is though, because if I remember, it was Garret Dillahunt. I think it was him because he goes. The deputies gets with his team. They're all in there. And thing is though, you have these smart zombies, right? These smart zombies that are fast, they can think, right? And the leader is like the zombie queen, like in this sort of showgirl outfit, really enough. And she has her friend, you could say, whose name is Zeus. And by the time we get to the city, it's almost 40 minutes in. I think it was almost 40 to 45 minutes, and this is by the time we finally get into the city. So all that time, and for the most part, the middle part was boring. But anyway, getting back to the hand, that's by the time we get into the city, that's how the set time where I think where it stops at. But the thing is, it's not only just for a heist though, because they wanted to get the zombie queen, just sever the head and to give it back, because give it back to the military. For weapons, right? It's something they try to do a lot of times, weaponize the zombie stuff, right? We've seen it all done a lot of times in zombie films. But the thing is, though, there's a traitor in the mist. I think, if I remember, it was Garret Dillahunt. He's the guy who works for Hiroyuki Sanada. Lo and behold, I think if I remember again, like I said, that's another thing. The acting was overall not that bad, but the characters were forgettable. For a lot of them were kind of forgettable. So they were from where he was the one who betrayed them. You know, he's the traitor in the midst. He's the one who wants the head to give to the military or whatever. Although it's quite funny though, why go this trouble to get the head of the zombie queen? Because there's a lot of zombies that share like the same mentality, like share the same smarts as the zombie queen or Zeus. So why get another zombie? Just get another zombie head that has like the same smarts. You don't have to focus on the exact zombie queen, you know. Just find a random zombie that has like the smarts and take that head. You have to go through all the trouble to get the one zombie queen. And like I said, for a lot of it was, like I said, the part where I mentioned earlier in the trailer, so a lot of it was a vision. Yeah, because when Hiroyuki Sanada is explaining to Bautista and his team about to get the money in the vault, this turns into a vision. How the vision where they go in, take zombies out, get in the vault, get the money, and then get out, right? The stuff you saw a lot of that was in the trailer. I think it was part of where where there was a zombie Elvis impersonator and stuff that like I think it was like the Eiffel Tower replica of the Eiffel Tower coming down. I think it was a lot of the what you saw in the trailer, like little bits in the trailer, that was part of a vision. They're just envisioning what their plan is, how they get in the vault, get the money, and then get out. So a lot of that was kind of deceiving, and especially a lot of it was also in the opening credits of this movie. And if you take those out, we saw in the trailer, there isn't much action spread. There's little action spread throughout the whole movie, so there isn't that much at all. But a lot of you saw in the trailer, it was either in the vision or a lot of it was in the opening credits, the beginning of it. So, yeah. And like I said, it takes a while to finally get in the city. Like I think it was like in the 40-minute mark, I think. And by the way, I did see this on Netflix because it was advertised for Netflix, right? I wasn't gonna pay. Yeah, I like going back to see the movies now, but I wasn't gonna pay money to see a 2.5-hour zombie movie. I wasn't gonna do that. For a zombie film, it should not be 2.5 hours. I don't think even World War Z was not. If I remember, I don't think World War Z was not even 2 hours long. I think it was under like an hour 40 minutes. Well, I want to make sure. Okay, yeah, this is 2.5 hours for Army of the Dead, and okay, for World War Z minus the end credits, it's at least an hour and 55 minutes. Okay, so if you take out end credits, it's just under 2 hours. But the thing is, World War Z was much more better paced than Army of the Dead. It wasn't that slow. It didn't drag on, especially in the middle, right? Because the stuff that happened in World War Z, it kept on going, you know? It kept you interested, like, how we're going to fight the zombies, and where it came from, right? And, the idea with Brad Pitt, using the idea to camouflage themselves. Camouflage, make him diseased so that way they don't sense them. So World War Z had a lot of things going for it, right? Especially with Brad Pitt, I liked him. He was, especially it was like interesting. It was interesting seeing him in a zombie movie, Brad Pitt, and he did a good job of it. Especially, let's say, interesting idea. Very interesting idea. What else? And the girl who looks like Vasquez, you can tell with the red bandana. She had a badass mode. She's fighting all these zombies, right? And she knows. You get a dumb moment here, because she knows the guy who worked for Hiroyuki Sanada she knows that he's the traitor, and he's gonna betray them, right? For the zombie head to give him to the military, right? She's like, oh no, you guys go on ahead. I'll stay behind to fend them off, right? But the thing is that why doesn't she say something to tell Dave Bautista and the others, like, oh, that guy's a traitor. You know, he's the spy, whatever. Why doesn't she say anything? I have no idea. She did have time to say it. She said she had time to say, oh, you guys go on without me. I'll stay here. I'll just go on without me. She had time to say that, though, but she didn't have time to say, hey, that guy, oh, by the way, that guy's a traitor. But then gas can explodes. She dies. Oh, this was the part I was going to say. Oh. Well, I said the good portion of it was boring, like I said. Also, why you got to... You didn't need to go through all this trouble for... Throw this whole subplot, get the zombie head... to use for military reasons. You didn't need you didn't need to do the whole subplot thing. All you do is use the plot of get the vault, get the money and get out. As simple as like you have to go through this whole subplot of taking the whole head thing. So, but and there was also a good part where they do get into the vault. There was these traps. I also like this part where it was a zombie gets squished. So the trap side there where the vault when they get to the vault, I liked. So like I said, there's it's like a once in a blue moon. You get some good a couple of good moments in. And Dave Bautista I liked. He was good. And the girl who plays his daughter I hated. She is definitely the dumbest character in this movie. Especially it makes you want to hate her so much. Especially she wanted to go with her dad so bad. It's like no, I want to go no matter what. I don't care what you say. I'm going with you no matter what. Throwing a freaking hissy fit, basically. Might as well just give the hissy. I'm going with you no matter what. That's it. So she does. As one, after she was doing that, I was like, oh, I'm already not liking this girl. I was like that. I'm already not liking this girl. Throw the hissy fit thing to be with her dad, right? Because despite it's a very dangerous situation dealing with zombies. And then funny thing is later, when Dave Bautista said, do not go off on your own, so you stay with the whole team. And what does she do? She goes and leaves on her own. She didn't listen to her father. You know what? I was getting vibes from Rambo Last Blood, right? Which I ranted on. It gave me vibes of the dumb niece who did not listen to Stallone. Because as a result, it ended up getting her killed. I ranted on Rambo Last Blood, right? The dumb niece, the niece of Rambo. When Rambo told the niece that her dad was a deadbeat dad, did not give a damn about her. But what did she do? She decides to go off anyway to see her dad, and guess what? What a surprise. The dad told straight to her face that he does not care about you. So all that time, as a result, she got kidnapped by these drug cartels or traffickers or whatever, and then through the end of the day, she ended up dying later on because of her freaking stupidity, who did not listen to her Uncle John in the first place. That was reminding me, I was getting vibes of that dumb character from with this character, Kate. I was getting serious vibes when she said when the phone she didn't listen to her dad in the first place. I was getting vibes of that character from Rambo Last Blood, the niece. And lo and behold, I get almost an exact replica of this. So later, when Dave Bautista says, "Don't leave the group," right? You stay with us no matter what. And guess what? She goes off on her own, disobeys his orders. Goes off on her own to save this one woman, right? And which, as a result, later gets everybody, a lot of people killed. And there was a result during the helicopter crash, and her dad dies. Yes, like I said, spoilers. Like I said, I already gave spoilers though, but I already gave spoilers. But I don't care right now. as a result of Bautista getting bit, and he turns into a zombie, and then dies in a helicopter crash when she shoots him, though. But the woman that she tended to save, she also dies. And also as a result of the woman that was the character Lily, I think it was in the elevator with Bautista, and then she also getting killed because they had to go off and get her. A lot of people died because of this. Excuse me, not the actress, the character. The character is a bitch. Because of this bitch. Because a lot of people, including her dad, died. And the woman she even saved, she dies anyway. So all that was completely pointless. It was giving me the same thing with Rambo Last Blood with that niece character. Who didn't listen to Rambo in the first place, and as a result of her stupidity, she got killed, and because the whole trip of the thing, finding out for herself was completely pointless. Even the whole attempt of saving her was pointless. Like I said, I was getting vibes of that from Rambo Last Blood. With that character. That character was a bitch. She died from her stupidity. Good. That's what you get for not listening to Rambo. And here, this is what happens when you don't listen to Bautista. And it resulted in his death, and the woman you saved is dead, and which was completely pointless in the first place. And the thing is, though, what makes me hate it, that's the one thing about that, I hated this ending because of that. And I also even make furthermore worse, she survives, and she gets the money and walks away. So the one bitch that I'm sure a lot of people did not like this character anyway, I'm sure by this time point, though. We hated that she ends up getting walks away with the money. Oh, I forgot to mention, the helicopter pilot also dies too, but, really, the thing is, behind the scenes, behind the character, there was this guy named Chris, Chris D'Elia, who was, going to play the pilot, though, but I guess there was some allegations, sexual misconduct allegations, against this guy. That's why he was replaced by this one woman, Tig Notaro. That's what they had to reshoot some and stuff like that. Which obviously that is kind of weird because I think it's obviously reshoots because a lot of that with that one woman who was a pilot, you can obviously tell she's not with anybody like sharing on screen set togetherness, right? She's just by herself. And you can obviously tell there was a reshoot right there because of the recast of that character. Yeah. But that character dies. The pilot that also dies, and also I forgot to mention, or was it? No, I think it was not the character Lily who died in the elevator. It was another woman, because by the time when they have another stupid kid, I think it was who had the zombie head. Because when they're all trying to get to the helicopter, and she has a zombie head, holding the gun to hold off the other main zombie named Zeus. Because the zombie head is still alive, right? And she's holding the head at gunpoint to order him to stay back, right? Why did she get on the helicopter with them, right? It's obviously the plan is working, holding the head at gunpoint, which is making the zombie Zeus stay back. Why did she get on the helicopter with them? So no, leave me here. I'll stay behind. What is this? We're having people to stay behind while they fend for them, try to get others to get away. Why doesn't she get on the helicopter with them? You're holding the zombie back by holding the head at gunpoint. It is working. Why didn't you get on the plane why don't you get on the plane? Freaking helicopter with them. So many stupid character decisions. Why, if the plan is obviously working, then go with them then. And then I forgot. There's the which I also like. There was the last 20 or 25 minutes was fun. Like I said, mentioned David Bautista's on top of the slot machines. He's shooting a lot of zombies. That was fun. Even the guy who was the traitor, right? I think it was Garret Dillahunt, killed by the zombie tiger. Good gory scene. But yeah, a lot of the last third act was fun. David Bautista getting a grenade launcher. Although it's quite funny, he misses the Zeus zombie with a grenade launcher. How How can you miss that guy? I don't know. But the ending all goes to shit, you know. Because that stupid character Kate. Ended up getting Bautista bit. He turns the zombie, shoots him, then the helicopter, and because the Zeus character helicopter crashes, the pilot dies. That woman that the daughter saved, she also dead. So what her trying to save was completely pointless. And then she survives the crash, and she walks with the money. Oh, and I forgot to mention the other guy that I liked, Omari Hardwick. Funny, he gets locked in the safe, or the vault. He gets locked in the vault. Oh, because the one guy who cracks safes. Oh, I forgot to mention that guy because one thing I was very annoying with him, he screams like a girl all the time in this movie, which is supposed to be a running gag in this thing, which I got so sick of very easily. One time, fine, but as a running thing throughout this whole movie, I got really sick of really fast. Hear him scream the girl. I'm like, shut up, alright? Shut the fuck up, basically. Shut up. Stop screaming like a goddamn girl. Keep your mouth shut, alright? I forgot to mention that character because he was so annoying. But the other guy, Omari Hardwick, he gets locked inside the safe. When the nuclear bomb comes down, right, blows up, that guy is safe. Although, which is quite funny, you think with the nuclear bomb, you think there'd be radiation, right, afterwards? And people make fun of we're just dealing with a nuke explosion, right? People make fun of and hate the scene in Indiana Jones, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, of Indy surviving, the nuke the fridge scene. People make fun of that, and they hate that scene. But how do you explain this, though? How do you explain that Omari Hardwick into the safe when he gets out after a nuclear explosion, and he's totally fine? Like, because even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, even afterwards, after the nuke the fridge scene, even Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, he's got these hazmat guys brushing him, scrubbing clean in a shower, just in case of radiation. This guy walks away fine. No radiation outside of the vault or anything. No, he's completely fine. You think that radiation would do something to him or something? No. He's totally fine. But the thing is, though, he's on a plane and he finds out he's been bit. So now this guy is infected, and now he's going to go infect the whole world now. The whole world is screwed now because of that now. And I don't think there's going to be... I think Zack Snyder said he's not going to do a sequel, but he's doing animated prequels. Animated prequels to this? Why? First of all, why do we need prequels in the first place? Because they're pointless filler movies because we already know what's going to happen because the movie has already happened. It's the same thing with the 2011 Thing prequel, because it's pointless. First of all, we don't need to know what happened to the Norwegians, by the way, because as its end result, we already know what's going to happen because it leads up to the movie of John Carpenter's The Thing. We already know what's going to happen because of that. We already know what's happened because of that. We don't need a prequel to find out what happened. Or with other prequels, This animated, first of all, animated, why? But prequels, the movie has already happened. We don't need to set up the contamination thing at the beginning. We need how that first zombie was in the truck in the first place before it got out. We don't need any setups to find out what. We don't need prequels. And I think Zack Snyder said he's not going to do a sequel anyway. So that ending right there with the Omar Hardwick being bit is going to be left undeterred. Well, it is going to be deterred because the whole world's going to be screwed anyway. So there you have it, though. But no sequel anyway, still. This is such a very disappointing movie. It was. Because I liked the trailer. I was looking forward to it. Even despite the fact it's Zack Snyder. This is the point. I'm done with Zack Snyder. It's the same thing. Who was the director I said I was so tired of? I gave a chance. I'm tired of now. Although who was the freaking director? There was another director that I said I took a chance that I was done with. Jeez, I just freaking forgot now. Because I thought there was another director that I took a chance on and I was done with. Screw it. I think maybe it was him. I remember. But with these things, I just know that I'm done with Zack Snyder now. I don't see. I remember there was a scene that was a completely out of the blue scene. Something that was completely out of the blue that doesn't explained before or after. Because it is not that kind of hard to miss. All of a sudden, I think it was Bautista was shooting at it. All of a sudden, there was a freaking zombie robot. I could tell it's a robot because he was shooting at it, and there's sparks coming out of it. And it looks kind of metal looking. Yeah, that's the thing. A zombie freaking robot. Zombie robot. That there's no explanation why is it there. You know, there's no explanation before why is it there or afterward why it's there. So this is one of those completely randomly this is one of the most randomly out of the blue moments I have seen in a while. Just so randomly out of the blue, out of nowhere, a zombie robot just pops out with no explanation at all. No explanation at all. Can anyone explain why is there a zombie robot on this with no explanation at all? Just randomly out of the blue, oh, pop, right there, boom. And that's it. That is like one of the most random out of the blue things I've ever seen. Especially with no explanation at all. I'm just done with Zack Snyder now. I did not like Justice League. Both cuts, even the director's cut, which the 4-hour director's cut, I did not like either. Okay. The only good films to me was Dawn of the Dead. I love Dawn of the Dead. And Legend of the Guardians: The Owls of Ga'Hoole. 300 was alright. Watchmen, I liked, but it was average. I didn't love the movie Watchmen. But overall, I liked Watchmen. Yeah, I have some issues with it, but I thought it was average, at best. But Sucker Punch, I hated. And I hated his DC movies. I hate Man of Steel, I hate Batman v Superman, and I hate Justice League. Both cuts, both versions. Legend of the Guardians, Dawn of the Dead are the only two really good ones I like from Zack Snyder. After this, I'm done with Zack Snyder now. I don't want to take. You know what? He should stop doing more of these and make another Legend of the Guardians sequel. That's also more faithful to the sequels after the books after this. Whatever. Just make another sequel to Legend of the Guardians for crying out loud. Give me something good to watch. I wanted to have believe me, I wanted to have fun with this movie. I did. Big budget zombie movie. Okay, add a little heist to it, twist to it. Okay, Dave Bautista, I liked. He was good in it. He did a very solid job, I would say. But what happened to his character at the end? Screw that. Because of that character, the daughter character. Again, it's not the actress's fault. It's the character on how they wrote it. And that ending I hated because of that character. And she survived, and she walks away with the money. And the other character, the guy I liked, Omar Hardwick, how he survived a nuclear blast, but even despite being locked in a vault though, without no reactions to any radiation at all. And then he find he's been bit, and now he's gonna affect the whole world now. And why is there a random zombie robot out of the blue nowhere? No explanation. The middle of the movie was boring. It dragged on. This film did not need to be 2.5 hours long. That could have been easily cut down. World War Z, listen, if you take out the end credits to World War Z, it just under 2 hours. It was much more faster paced. And Brad Pitt I liked. Some of the ideas I liked I thought was really very interesting and kind of unique. And people will give World War Z crap. I like World War Z. I had to ask my brother again. Did he like World War Z? I haven't asked that in a while. I think he liked it alright. I can't remember. But I'm obviously a much more bigger fan than he is, though. What is it? I wanted this to be a fun zombie film. Just make it a dumb, fun zombie movie. Make it big budget, R-rated, okay. Get some good gore effects, okay. A zombie tiger, cool, interesting. I've never seen a zombie white tiger. Okay. Smart zombies, fine. You know, it was just kind of like, you know, like in, like Bub from George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, or Big Daddy from George A. Romero's Land of the Dead. Smart zombies, know how to use weapons, okay. But these ones are much more faster and smarter, though. I mean, but what was the whole subplot? Why add the whole subplot of cutting the zombie queen's head off, so just to give it to military, whatever? Could have cut the whole subplot off. Probably save a lot of time for this film. Just focus on the money heist, the vault heist, whatever. I don't know. Just I like the trailer. Why didn't they use Kenny Rogers' song in there? Oh yeah, there was a the score for this film was forgettable. I could barely remember it. There was a version of Viva Las Vegas, it was a shitty version. I was thinking like there was another version like Viva Las Vegas. I think Elvis Presley sang one. I could be wrong. I think I'd rather listen to that version of Elvis Presley. Or why couldn't they put Kenny Rogers as the gambler in there? It was in the trailer, but why not in this movie? And like I said, a lot of it was Stephen because a lot of the good action was in the trailer, was in the opening credits, or it was in a vision. I'm just done with Zack Snyder. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it was sad that about his daughter committing suicide. I couldn't totally sympathize with that though. I have nothing against that. It is a tragedy. But putting that aside though, as a director now, I'm totally done with this guy. Okay? I'm totally done. I know there was another director that I said I was also done with, but I forget though. But I was like, Zack Snyder don't direct it anymore. I mean, if you want to do that, if you want to direct another movie, make a freaking sequel to Legend of the Guardians. I know it's been over a decade now, but I know it's never gonna happen. But I can just pray, you know, for a sequel to Legend of the Guardians. Zack Snyder, stop making all these movies and just make a freaking sequel to Legend of the Guardians. I don't care. I just want to just give you a good movie. Which, like I said, if you like this movie, that's fine. I have nothing against anyone who likes this movie. I'm sure my brother, he likes this movie, but that kid character was the cancer of this movie. Especially which remind me of the niece in Rambo: Last Blood, doing stupid characters that end up getting people killed, which in this movie got people killed, but it got me vibes of that. And the ending I hated. It was a very disappointing movie. Yeah, listen, there's a handful of stuff that I liked in this movie. Dave Bautista I liked, a couple of visuals, some gory deaths, a couple of characters I liked, other ones too. Dave Bautista, like I said, you know, action. A lot of the action, like I said, was just like Deceiving Lava was in a vision, or in the beginning of the opening, like we saw in the trailer. All that was in. Yeah, I'll carry on any further. As a result, I just want to just go back and do more for Anime Month now. But I just want to get this in because, you know, just because. But what do you think? Did you like Army of the Dead? Like I said, if you like Army of the Dead, that's fine. That's cool on you. I will not hate on you for that. I respect people's opinions. To me, it wasn't. It was just very disappointing. This is my thoughts on Army of the Dead. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more for Anime Month. Later.